One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to Express Employment Professionals. Maybe you're a skilled welder, or you're an expert in logistics and distribution. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Express is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year.
Welcome to Business Real. I'm Jean Almond with Almond's Drugs, and Christy Taylor of Express Employment Professionals is normally the co-host of this show. She's out of town, so we are carrying on without her, but she'll be back next week. We are at Don Bulluck Chevrolet, and Kurt Schaefer, who is the Director of Service and Parts,
yes, ma'am,
is our guest. And I want to acknowledge first, Kurt, that this has been a business, a family-owned and operated business. Trey and Bill are the two family members most involved right now, since I believe 1917.
That's correct.
And they actually won the family-owned Small Business of the Year award from the Chamber of Commerce last year in recognition of their years of giving back to the community and doing a lot for the community. So, but one of the things that, of course, Business Real really looks at is jobs. And Don Bulluck Chevrolet hires a lot of people through the years. I bet a lot of people have started their careers here. Stayed here throughout their careers. How long have you personally been here, Kurt?
I've been here for 4.5 years, going on 5 in April. I've been in the service and parts business for 28 years.
Wow.
So I've seen a lot of changes in the
Sure.
industry over the years that has really, opened your eyes now, compared to the way it used to be, and the type of people you're looking for and you need to be able to repair these vehicles versus what it used to take. Most of it used to be maintenance. That it was just every 30,000 miles people came in. They remember the 30,000 mile services in the 60s and 90s, and it was fluid exchanges at that point, and a lot of different
belts and other stuff
belts
periodically.
that periodically were done. And through the changes in the industry and the development of better products, belts actually are made to the like with a rubber similar to what you have on your car as far as your tires. So they last a lot longer than what they used to.
And I have to say that's good, because other parts are more expensive because of the higher technology. So we want everything to last as long as it can with cars. But Kurt, I think a lot of people, just love motors and love mechanics. So you probably attract people to work in this business who have always enjoyed working with cars and working with machinery, and now more computers come into it. Are you pretty much all the time looking for a new employee who would be a really good addition?
We do. We are always looking on the lookout to what they call grow your own, where we take a technician from the very start and try to grow them up into the business, into the way a dealership is run, and going by the factory. Has a process that you have to follow when you're working on something that's warranty. We also have, when we're working on vehicles, of course, we still service cars, and we're trying to look for conscientious people that when you bring your car in, that we don't judge you or what kind of car you're driving, whether it's what condition it's in. Our job is to tell you what your car needs or what your car is going to need, and try to prepare you for something that's coming down the road so that you can maybe save up for it. Because as we know, times have tightened up a lot, and people's money
It's more of a challenge.
Yeah, it's more of a challenge
Yeah.
now.
Mainly Chevrolets. I mean, do you do other cars? And I'm sure you're great. I've heard your reputation's fantastic, and you know, with servicing cars that people buy from here. But you service cars that people don't buy from here too, right?
That's correct, and we service. We say all makes and models, but a lot of time it depends on the model of the car. Where I used to work with BMW and Porsche and Audi, and they have changed so much that I cannot hardly recognize a lot of the way they do things now. So our motto is, if I talk to somebody, if I can help you, I don't want to hurt you. So, in fact, we had a contractor that's around here from Texas that had a Dodge vehicle, and he was broke down and was having a hard time getting in anywhere because he was from out of town and he had an extended warranty. And we try to work with the other, it's not an extended warranty we sell, but we work with that company and with that customer to get him back on the road as quickly as possible.
That's great.
So he was tickled to death to find somebody, you know, in town, because people have such a low expectation of the help that they'll receive when they're out of town and broke down,
And nobody
they drive
knows
up
me,
and
yeah.
it's like you hear somebody say it'll be 2 weeks before I can get to you or something like that. We at least look at the vehicle. If we feel like we can do the job, we job price. And job price means that we use a variable rate. It's a lot different than what it used to be. All dealerships, not one size fits all. Each service department and parts department is run different independently of other GM dealers or other dealerships. It's how we choose to put the process in place to best meet the customer's needs. And there's a lot of times I try to educate people just one at a time to ask questions. You know, why do you get your oil changed here? You know, why do you go to this place? And there's a lot of good independents in town. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with independents, but there are some issues that really a dealership has the technology and the training to be able to fix that car. And when I say job price, it means that we'll give you a price for that job. And it doesn't matter if it takes the technician 3 hours or if it takes him 8 hours. You just have to pay that one
You're
price.
locked in. Now, Kurt, I hear, you know, your cars are more high tech, as you mentioned, and I'll hear the expression, well, we're going to hook it up to a computer. What exactly does that mean?
It can mean several things. The perception is a lot of parts stores, they have code readers and they plug it into the car and it gives them a code. And the code could say, you know, a misfire or a certain part. But it may not necessarily be that. Anybody can read a code. You can Google the code. But they may not fix your car. It may be a symptom of the car. So our diagnosis is more in depth, in which when we hook it to the machine, to the Tech 2, or nowadays it's turning into laptops and internet to read the code. Sometimes it will give us an area or a direction to go into. And we actually begin working on your vehicle at that time. Now the diagnosis, which it can vary from $39 on up, usually $59.95, and that sometimes we can repair your vehicle during that time. If we are looking in that area to get to that part and we see a broken wire or something else, we can fix it within that time. That's a kind of a safety valve for everybody concerned, so that I can stop and tell you, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at this part and this is how much is to install. We can either tell you it's dangerous to drive, or you know, it's something maybe that you could continue driving until you know, you can have the repairs done.
And that's really nice to help people, because you know, you don't want to make your car worse. I want to, before, and we've still got a little bit, but you were kind enough to bring some visual aids there, or some props. Can you tell us, in reference to repairing cars, what are we looking at right here? Kurt?
Well, of course, these are valves.
Let me move this out of the way, be sure we can see.
That are inside your car. There's the intake valves and exhaust valves, and they go against your piston. But actually, that's where your fuel is coming in. When people talk about carbon, when you see gasolines that say our gasoline's better at building carbon buildup, you can see this. It's all this kind of
That's
black here. These are all three right here. This is actually bent because the carbon buildup was so great. This is a clean one. This is what it's supposed to look like. And this is ones that we've taken out of engines.
Can you clean those, or do you have to replace them?
Well, when they get, now this one had to actually be replaced because it's bent. What happens to fuels today, even though they are maybe a better quality fuel, ethanol is a carbon. It's just a different kind of carbon, and it builds up and it gums up. And we offer a injection clean for people versus having to replace your injectors. It improves gas mileage. It improves the running of your vehicle. I have been amazed sometimes to see a car barely run. It happened to a certain high-end car that we had taken in, and someone said, "Well, what do we do to it, Kurt?" And really, I was lost because it was beyond what I knew to do. And I said, "Well, in this case, try a fuel injection clean."
Is it a one-shot deal, or just periodically? You don't put it in there all the time, right?
Well,
to clean?
we suggest to, now in that car wasn't running, it barely ran in the shop, and then the next thing you know, it's running like a brand new car.
Wow.
And all the technicians, at that point were sold on it. It's a 3-step process.
Okay.
Our processes are a little bit different than, say, down the road just putting something in your tank. We actually take a machine and blows through your injector, and it sprays down to clean that carbon to make it look like that. And then we also clean your throttle plate. I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but some people, where your gas pedal feels like it's sticking.
Yeah.
It is because it's starting to gum up. And we clean that out as well, your throttle plate. And then we do put a strong chemical in your gasoline. And if we catch it early enough, we suggest doing it once a year, because the way your injectors sit down in the car, the water is heavier than gasoline. So if you don't drive your car a lot, then you're going to get rust and different kind of things, and they're going to clog up. And so I do it to my car, to everybody's car that we try. We tell them about the fuel injection clean as one of the services. And on a fuel injection clean, on the diesel's a lot higher for fuel injections. They're almost as much as a used car if you have to put them in. So for $99.95 is what we charge for this 3-step process. Can save a lot of money.
Sure. And
improve gas mileage and make sure that you don't have it. Plus, depending on your mileage, you can get up to $4,000 worth of warranty. If you do it between 36 and 50,000 miles, you get $2,000 worth of warranty, and then from that it's $500.
Okay. And we're actually out of time.
Oh.
So no, that's okay. This is interesting. I think a lot of what I've learned, having never worked in an automotive dealership or service area, but you've got a lot of variety in what you can offer. I mean, some really neat collaborations among people, figuring out what's wrong, ongoing education to learn new technology.
Yes.
So it looks like it can be a really exciting place to work, and obviously you have a very loyal customer base, because you go to bat for the people coming in. And you don't charge them, like you said, if you can't help. You don't take their money.
We don't, like I said, we take pride in that. And as a director, even though my last name is not Bulluck, I wear the Bulluck name on me because if you lose faith in me, you haven't lost faith in Kurt. You've lost faith in Don Bulluck.
Right.
So it's very important to me that if we're all human, if we make a mistake or whatever it is, that I protect the reputation and the name of this company that's been around since 1917. So that is probably my biggest job that I feel like. We offer a lot of services. It's changed, you know, as far as competitiveness. We are probably a lot more competitive than a lot of stores. In fact, I know we are on certain items. So a lot of times people need to shop around. But the way I educate them is a lot of people I say, well, you're standing in a store, a tire store or somewhere, and you say, well, it must be cheaper because everybody knows a dealership higher. And that's not the norm anymore. We don't work off the same rate. It's a variable rate. And,
so give y'all a chance to come.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get Jeff Jones to come in and talk about the variety of cars and sales and whatnot. But thank you. I've learned a lot today, and I know the Bulluck family is glad to have you on their team because you obviously represent their integrity well. So thank you, Kurt.
Well, thank you for coming.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Richard Koss, Pharmacy Manager at Allman's Drug Store at the Westridge Shopping Center. Here with my wife, daughters, and my business partner, Brad Hilton, and his wife, Katie. We are delighted to be new business owners living in Rocky Mount and are excited about the new services and products we are adding at Allman's Drug Store's 2 locations. With a full-service pharmacy, a large supply of over-the-counter supplements, and a comprehensive line of diabetic supplies, Allman's has you covered. Our pharmacists also specialize in consultations. We want you to pay the lowest prices and get the best service in town, and our staff works hard to help you save money, but we are also big on friendliness and customer care. We will deliver your prescriptions free, have drive-through windows, and guarantee short wait times. And we come out to greet you personally and see how we can answer all of your questions. Because as local business owners, we care about you. As a loyal member of your community for over 70 years, you can count on Allman's Drugs to make the health of you and your family our top priority.
Please call Allman's Drugs today.
443-3138.
Finding the right employee can be demanding. From recruiting to interviews, Express Employment Professionals does the work for you. We get to know your business and who you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for skilled labor. Maybe you need a new executive to join your team. Find qualified people and support using Express for all of your staffing needs. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Express is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year.
We are back with Business Real, and again, Christy Taylor will be back next week. But we're at Don Bulluck Chevrolet, and of course, they're one of our really long-term, multi-generational businesses that cares about Rocky Mount, supports Rocky Mount, especially athletics. Jeff Jones, sales manager, is here, and the Trey and Bill and the whole Bulluck family through the years is really they've gotten behind a lot of athletic events for kids and stuff, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They've been a big supporters and sponsors here for different organizations here in Rocky Mount throughout the years.
And we need that. We need good corporate. I mean, these out-of-town people who just want to take our money and run don't grow Rocky Mount, don't really care about it like Don Bulluck. And along that line, Don Bulluck was the winner last year, the annual winner, Small Family-Owned Business of the Year.
That's correct.
For the Chamber of Commerce. Did you come to that banquet?
Yes.
Were you there?
No, I was not at the banquet, but I remember when we had the award presented to us here at the dealership.
Just
very
wonderful.
nice.
And you've got several other. We're going to talk about jobs and the type of people you hire. But before we do, can you tell us a little bit? Do you recognize this one? It's the
That's the 50 years of Don Bulluck Chevrolet being a Chevrolet dealer, and we're actually coming up on their centennial now.
Really?
Our centennial is in
1917.
Correct, it'll be 2017.
Very few people can claim that award.
We're one of the oldest family-owned Chevrolet dealerships across the United States. One of the oldest.
That's great.
That's in
Gosh.
a family-owned store.
And is it 3 or 4 generations of Bullocks?
Third generation, and we're starting to see some of the fourth generation
little
get
bit
involved
little
in
ones.
it. Yes.
But not so little. I mean, they're kind of
No,
growing up.
they're in college and out of school,
Good.
and they're running different departments here and there involved in the dealership.
Good. Well, when we talked to Kurt, he talked about homegrown, that you really in the service department and whatnot take people and teach them. They don't have to pay for their own education. If they show they want to learn and show they want to grow with the business, that y'all will just take them and teach them
we
everything
will.
they need to do.
Yes, and send them to the proper schools and get
y'all
the
pay
training
for
done.
that?
Yes, we pay for the training.
That's great. Well, Jeff, when you hire somebody for sales, what are you looking for? And do you have openings in sales?
I do. If I've got a good person that's applying, I'll find a slot for them, regardless if it's on the internet or it's actually on one-on-one selling the cars out on the lot. The biggest thing is integrity. We're looking for someone that is honest, that is a part of the community. We prefer to hire people within the Rocky Mountain community because they've got a connection with the people here. And by that I mean they can grow their individual sales by networking, as they call it, with the hometown folks.
You said internet sales, and I think that's something that maybe some of the people watching, I am familiar with it, but would like to hear more about how you do that and what you do. So people will go online and look for Chevrolet dealerships, and then you'll deal with them online for what they pay for it?
Right. You can negotiate a car sale actually online. And this is not something new. This has been going on for quite a while now. It's just kind of ramped up now. A lot of people are into the technology age. And it's a virtual tour of our inventory online. You can see every car that we have, not just on the outside, but it also displays what the inside of the car looks like and the features and the amenities that it has, along with a list of the prices that are on the cars. So you can actually negotiate. And the internet sales, at our dealership, we have sold cars all the way in Alaska, believe it or not. And a lot of people may not believe that, but we had a car shipped to Alaska. A customer bought a car from us, actually bought a truck, a 3500 truck. We've sold in Maine all the way to Florida and all the way out Midwest.
Well, now, and help me pitch for yourself. Why would people buy it from you?
The prices. The prices is what's going to do it.
But then who pays to ship it those distances?
Well, that's something that can be negotiated. Either we
Okay.
can provide it and figure it in the cost, or the consumer can shop and try to find the best shipment that it can as far as the a company picking it up. And a lot of times we've actually had customers to fly in to pick it up and drive them back
I mean,
home.
that speaks volumes that you have people from that far
we
away
have.
who can shop anywhere
Yes,
with
and
now
we
that
have.
with the internet opening up that door.
Correct.
That they do that. Do you get involved in that, or do you
Yes,
have
when it
specific
comes to the
employees?
pricing, yes. I'm involved in each car deal when it comes to the pricing, and I'll make sure everybody gets a fair and honest deal. It's got to be fair for the dealership also. It's not that we have to make a ton of profit, but you got to make just a little bit to keep everybody happy, to keep the dealership running.
Well, keep the lights on
Keeps
and
the
that
lights
type
on,
of thing.
keeps your employees happy also. Right.
Do you find that people are more and more aggressive in their negotiations maybe than they were maybe 20 or 30 years
Yes,
ago?
with the internet, yes, yes.
And
It's
you've
much
been
more
in the
competitive.
business how long?
34 years.
Great.
So I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of changes.
I want to talk about a few other awards. Y'all have won lots of awards. Now, this one is a sales award. Tell us about this.
This is for a regional promotion that Chevrolet puts on for us. And this is increases in sales by a monthly basis. And last year we won that for our particular district. Year over year sales increases is what that new car volume is what that was based on.
Well, and congratulations again. And the other one, that's part of public service. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
Good. Relay for Life?
Yes.
Do y'all do that every year?
Yeah, every year we're big sponsors, and that Mr. Bulluck and a couple of the employees that have worked here in the past, and also current employees, they're very big in Relay for Life, and I think it's a great organization.
Oh, it is. It is. Jeff, how many people do you have on your sales team?
Sales team, including the managers that we have here, we have 12. That's what we have.
But I think it's interesting that you said if somebody comes
Yes.
and they show integrity and show interest in doing it, that
Show
you'll-
interest and integrity, we'll give you the training, we'll give you the support, and we even give you a guarantee while we train you.
A guarantee of-
a guarantee of
a job.
of money.
Of money,
Money
okay.
and also a job. And so, you know, I hear a lot of people out there talk about there's no jobs here in Rocky
Mm-hmm.
Mountain, the Twin Counties as they refer to it. Yes, there is too.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is just get out and find it, and you'll be amazed who may be looking you.
Well, and in talking to Kurt and you, it's very obvious that this is a family business.
Correct.
High standards.
Yes.
Ethics are very, very important, are
Yes.
required.
Yes.
Make a pitch. Okay, I come to you and I say, I'm looking for a job. Why? Tell me why I ought to want to work for you.
Well, you want to work for us because
Uh-huh.
we are a family-owned business that is very stable in the town of Rocky Mount. We're not going anywhere. So we
Almost
sell-
100 years.
Almost 100 years.
Yeah.
We sell a great product.
Uh-huh.
But the key to our success is the honesty and the integrity. We get such a bad rap being in the car business. And don't get me wrong, most dealers are very, very honest people. It's just a minute amount out there that gives us a bad reputation. That's not what we're looking. We're not looking at anyone like that. And if you want to join a winning team and make a good career, I've done it for 34 years and I've made a pretty decent living, I think.
Good.
So for 34 years, it's been good to me, and it's been good to the Bullocks for almost 100,
100.
and all the employees that's been here. If that doesn't state the stability that we have here, nothing does.
Loudly and clearly.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank
Yes.
you for joining us. We'll see you next week for Business Real.
Okay.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals. Maybe you're a skilled welder, or you're an expert in logistics and distribution. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Express is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year.